quit, or if you need to quit, right? Before you quit, there are certain questions you must ask to know where exactly the issue is with respect to that business, right? You want to ask yourself, am I making sales in the first place, right? So since I started this business, how much sales have I made? Am I making sales in the first place, right? And then if I'm making sales, am I making profits? Or there is a difference between profits and sales, right? If you are making sales and maybe you are not very meticulous about calculating your cost price, and maybe there are some costs that you incur that you ignored, right? You may be running at a loss and you may think you are making profits, or you may be just operating at cost price and you see that the business is not really making so much progress, and you're wondering, okay, I'm making sales, but I can't really see the impact of these sales on this business, right? So you want to ask first, am I making sales? And then you want to meticulously calculate and say, am I making profits? That's the second question you ask yourself, right? And then, of course, the last question you ask yourself is, how am I spending resources from this business? How am I spending the profits from this business? So let's take it one after the other. So, am I making sales? And if you are not making sales, what is the problem? Why are you not making sales? Is it that you are not reaching out to the customers, or you don't know how to reach out to the customers, or your product or the service you are rendering is a kind of product or service that do not have so much people, or I wouldn't want to use so much technical jargons, right? Addressable market and all of that. I want to keep it very simple. So, but is it that a lot of people are not really interested in the kind of product you are offering, right? If I wanted to use jargons, I would say total addressable market, and all of that, but I want to keep this as simple as possible. So is it that there are not so many people who are interested in the kind of business you are, the kind of service you are rendering, or the kind of product you are selling? Because if that is the issue, even if you do a lot of advertisements, right, it may not necessarily translate into so much sales, So you want to find out, am I making sales, and why am I not making sales if I'm not making sales? Because if you are not making sales because the product is like a niche market, it's like a niche product, and you need to maybe put in a lot into advertisements so that you can reach the people who need your products and and of course make sales and get profit, then you know that maybe at the phase where you are right now, it may not be the best business for you, because you probably may not have the resources to fund the kind of advertisements that is needed to push that product to run smoothly, for your business to run smoothly, right? So, but if it is maybe you don't know how to reach out to the customers, this is where you learn about reaching out to customers, because you are not going to sit somewhere and just hope that customers are going to just show up, right? You need to be strategic about ensuring that people know what you do, people know what you sell. You need to be strategic about it and be deliberate about it. It is very crucial in your business, in every business, whether you are small, medium, or large scale. Letting people know this company offers this product, or this company offers this service, is probably one of the most important things in your business, and it's not something you can negotiate. People must know about what you do. If they don't know about what you do, they may not be able to patronize you. So you need to find out, if you are not making sales, why are you not making sales? Is it for the first reason that people don't know what you do, and then you need to find out how to let people know what you do? Or if your business or if your service or product is such that it's a niche market and requires a lot of investments in advertising, then you know that maybe at your level for now you may not be able to fund that, so you may want to go into something you can comfortably fund at your level and grow. Maybe you grow to that point where you are able to fund the advertisement needed for that kind of business. There are some businesses that you need to invest millions in advertisement for you to get certain reasonable amount of sales from, because it's so niche, and the kind of people that need it, they are not even you may not even find them. Some people you may not even get the kind of people who need such businesses. You may only find within certain circles, right? So and that's kind of there are sometimes you may need to pay for yearly access to certain clubs just to get access to certain circles to advertise some kind of niche businesses, which you may not have the resources for right now. So at the moment, you are better off going into a business that you know that you can handle the advertisement for. You can let people know about it, whether through word of mouth or door-to-door knocking, or anyhow you want to let people know, but you know that at this moment I can handle this, and then you grow up the ladder. Then if you are making sales but you are not making profit, then you want to adjust your pricing to accommodate, to ensure that you make profit, because profit is of course how you grow. If there's no profit, then it means you are more or less an NGO, right? And that's not, the business is different from an NGO. There's nothing wrong with being an NGO, but if you are defined as a business, be a business, not an NGO, right? And then lastly, how do you spend the profit from your business? Because a lot of people, as the money comes in, they spend, and sometimes they spend into their capital, right? And if you're just spending everything that comes in without necessarily investing back into the business, one of the things that practically now, a personal example, one of the businesses I started, I think about 2 years ago, it grew so rapidly because there was a second business, right, that was maybe funding regular expenses. And so for this new business, everything that came in profits was pushed back into the business for a good amount of time. Nothing was taken out of it. Everything pushed back into the business. Everything pushed, and that business grew so fast, right? So sometimes you want to look at how much am I taking out of this business? Is there anything left to put back into the business to help this business grow? So before you quit, ask yourself these questions. Am I making sales? Am I making profit? And how do I spend the profits that comes from this business? And if you find if you do a correct assessment and you get the right answers, you should be able to know whether the adjustments that you need to make, or you need to put a pause on this and move into something that you can accommodate for now. Alright, that will be it for that question. I'm Elo Chere, and I'm here to help you become a better version of yourself. See you next time.